Every day, I feel like I have a new reason to get into K-pop. First, it was with K-pop Demon Hunters because that movie's amazing. And now, it's with this comic book. This comic book is called Alter Ego and is made by Lisa from Blackpink and is produced by Zero Zero Entertainment. This comic book was made to support Lisa's album Alter Ego. During the creation of her album, she was listening to lots of different genres and realized there's so many different genres here. Let's just create an alter ego for each genre. And then eventually later, we got this comic book telling some stories about those alter egos. In the comic book, all the alter egos are friends. The alter egos are Kiki, Sunny, Roxy, Speedy, and Vixie. All of them have different backgrounds, but with Vixie kind of being the one that ties them all together. In the comic book, we learn about how they all became friends, and there's kind of a group of guys chasing Vixie around thinking they need to beat her up, or, they're hitting on her, and Vixie kind of fights back, but then later on, she gets trapped in a digital world by these guys. And her friends, being how good of friends they are, the alter egos, they all follow her into the digital world, fight the bad guys, and they come out and they win. All this is under the premise that Vixie is trying to fix the city, but she knows that she also needs to fix people along the way, but people are hard to fix. They're hard to change. People don't change their minds very easily. But she knows with her and her friends, she can set a good example so that people have something to aspire to. In the end, the comic book is a good little read. It's 56 pages long, which is longer than your traditional comic book, which is about 20 to 24 pages. I think if this was going to be like an ongoing series, we probably would have done 5 issues that are each introducing one of these alter egos, and then the last issue would have been the major fight. But we're just doing a one-shot book that is still pretty cool. And I like the idea that this is in support of music, because this is an area where I think lots of people have opportunities. Obviously, music is something that doesn't necessarily always pay the bills these days, so you need something extra to be able to engage your fan base further and to also have a creative output for. And I think this book for Lisa was a really good choice. I think the artwork is pretty good. There are a couple of panels where I feel like they could have done a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner images, but overall, this book, I think the artwork is really good. The story is decent, and I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. But what I like most is that the book leaves it open for potentially more adventures to happen. So if this book does well, maybe Lisa will say, I'm going to write some darker stories or some more intense stories or up the artwork. But there's a lot of potential for where this book could go now that we have these characters introduced. Not only just in these books, but also in her music. Lisa could do a whole album just as one of these alter egos and then push that forward in its own separate book, where maybe one of these characters goes on an adventure by themselves, or maybe they're the lead character and the other alter egos support her as they go. It's tough to say, but Lisa has tons of opportunity to take this book wherever she wants to go. And I think plenty of people have been enjoying this book because I've been getting ads for this book nonstop and seeing people buying it. And this is a book that's going to introduce Lisa into the bigger audience, which is, of course, one of those goals that you want to have if you're going to dip your toe into another creative field, is exposing a new audience to your old work. Because I personally have only listened to a handful of Blackpink songs, maybe once or twice, maybe 1 or 2 Lisa songs. But now that I've got the comic book, I'm thinking, you know what? Why not listen to some of her music more? Because I like the comic book, so maybe I'll like her music. Or maybe I want to dive deeper into each one of these personas, one of these alter egos, and see which songs line up with that alter ego and line that up. It's a whole new world that I'm able to dive into because Lisa is introducing me to her music through material that I'm into. Comic books. So I think more artists should do this. Post Malone is doing this with Big Rig, and there's other artists that typically go through Vault Comics to do projects like this. But what do you guys think? Do you think this was a smart move by Lisa to release a comic book? Have you read the comic book, and do you like it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.